Okay, I'm here to talk about Rod Pardey, which is one of the finest seven-card stud players that ever lived, in my opinion. And I met him in 1975 through a good friend of both of us, Pete Malinky, who both was on the professional bowling tour. So they were good friends from there, and then when they got to Vegas, they were good friends. And Pete knew both of us, and he knew that it would be a good match for both of us to be together. So we got introduced by Pete, and I was going to try to be a professional poker player myself. And next day, I was sitting down at a table. It was a $3 and $6 game, which is the limit that I was going to start with. And there was one seat open. And when Rod come in, he sat down next to me and asked me, why I'm not playing. And I told him that I thought the game was too hard. And he says, why do you think it's too hard? And I said, there's only one tourist and a couple of professionals, and the rest were dealers. And he basically told me, Chuck, if you can't beat a dealer, you better go back to New York. Because why would they be a dealer? If they were any good, they would be making a living playing, and they wouldn't have to deal. And it made sense to me, and I got in the game. I don't remember whether I won or lost, but that was the first advice, that he gave me. And the rest of it was anytime that he played and I was free, I would sit behind him and watch him, and then I could ask him questions afterwards. And when I became better, and I played against him quite a few times, and one of the agreements that we made, and it was really from Rod, and he was doing me a favor by telling me that we should play hard against each other for a couple of reasons. One reason would be nobody would question our integrity, which was very important to both of us. The second reason was it was a learning curve. If that he didn't play hard against me, I couldn't learn. If he played hard and checked raised me or did something into those areas, we could talk about it later, what I did or what I did wrong or how to get about it. So there's many things that happened, and many poker stories that we could talk about. So I'll just talk about a couple of things. One thing that we did, which was interesting, is that even so we made a pact that we would play hard against each other. And it was never discussed. It's something that we both did. If one guy was winning and the other guy was losing, we never played that hard against them. And it was just an unwritten rule that we never talked about, but that's the way that that we did it. One story that I can tell you about Rod to show what a photographic memory that he had was that I made about 20 baseball plays for him, laying $1.40, taking $1.30, and I put the bets in for him. But I gave him all the bets. And when we checked out the figure at the end of the day, we were off a couple $100. So I said both of us will go over all our work, see if we can find the mistake. So I went and I got a calculator and I'm going over all the work, and I got it right in front of me, and we still come up different. Rod gets his and I get mine. So now we go over every bet individually, one by one. And he didn't even have it. He didn't even have them written down. He didn't have them written down. I got all the plays written down, and I got a calculator, and it turns out that he was right and I was wrong. I was really amazed by that. I got a calculator and I got the bets in front of me, and I checked mine twice, and he never even had a piece of paper with the bets. He remembered all 20 bets. So I knew right then and there he was somebody special. But there's so many stories that that I can basically talk about Rod. You know, I took a piece of him quite often. He let me take 20%, 30%, 40%, sometimes 50, depending upon how high it was and how he was doing at the time. And there ain't nothing I can say about Rod that most of the high limit players know, especially in 7-card stud, how good he really, really was. And what a nice person that he was. Very good with the dealers. Never heard of a dealer saying a bad thing about him, or he never. He was just a good poker player that that did what he was supposed to do, and it's too bad that we don't have him anymore. But can you cut it? I'll say enough about what I think about Rod, what kind of a person he was, besides being one of the best poker players in the world. My feeling is that he'll definitely be in the Hall of Fame. If he isn't, he should be. Uh, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna miss him, but especially me. I'm missing him already. I miss talking to him. He's such a good friend, and I'm gonna miss him greatly. And I just hope that his family uh, feels the same way as I do. Okay, thanks.